I was crushed that we had to cancel the show. I can't even think of a time that we've ever canceled the show before, because I don't mind playing sick.
Unfortunately, there's a medical thing that happened, and he needed to deal with it. So we're unable to play tonight.
I've been very sick and played lots of shows. I'd rather play a sick show than no show at all.
Live to rock.
But this was knocking me off my feet, and I was white as a ghost, and my whole gut section just seized up, and I was kind of falling to my knees in pain, and so I got taken by a friend to the hospital from the gig.
We're unable to play tonight. We will be playing for you very soon, and we will play for you like the feral animals full of love that we are. And we're so sorry.
I made it to the gig. I was gonna play and then couldn't do it. But feeling better and feeling like maybe there was a reason for me to get sick so I can get stronger than I was before.
For 33 years, the band known as Red Hot Chili Peppers has been a rock, punk and funk machine. But earlier this month, the crazy, colourful, energetic show did not go on.
Red Hot Chili Peppers singer Anthony Kiedis.
And the music world wondered what went wrong.
Is hospitalized.
Not long after the cancelled concert, we caught up with the band at a mansion in Malibu. Still one of the biggest music acts on earth, they're getting ready for another world tour and the release of a new album.
Here we go. And we're East V is rolling. How dare you?
Drummer Chad Smith and guitarist Josh Klinghoffer.
I don't see anything because I've strategically
Does he have
placed.
hair?
Yeah, I mean this is sort of my buffer.
That works good.
And then there's Flea.
Full name is Michael Peter Balzery, and I love that name, but I ended up being Flea, so it doesn't even matter. Like, I'm just gonna be Flea for the rest of my life, so there's nothing I can do.
How'd you get it?
Anthony used to call me it, and I was always left Australia when I was 4 in 1967 because my father went to work for the Australian consulate in New York. But while we were there, my parents remarried. My father went back to Australia, and my mother remarried a jazz musician who lived in his parents' basement.
But you started out as a trumpet player.
Yeah, I wanted to be a jazz trumpet player when I was a kid. And then when I got into high school, I had friends that were in a rock band, and they said, you know, you should learn to play bass. We don't like a bass player. Next thing I knew, 2 weeks later, I was on stage, like rocking out like a feral beast. And I realized that that was, you know, something for me that was so immediate and so intense, and I had a much better chance of girls liking me when I did it, so.
Girls liked you more playing the guitar than the trumpet.
The girls much more, especially back then, like the guy in a rock band, way better than like the jazz geek kid in a suit, the trumpet.
You didn't set out to be the biggest band in the world, but you did end up becoming one of the biggest bands in the world.
When we did start playing music, it was not with an end goal in mind at all.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig. Chop, chop, he says I'm gonna win big. Choose not a life of imitation. Distant comes into the reservation.
It wasn't for money, it wasn't for fame. I never grew up with this dream of becoming a rock star.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
Did you ever notice these chest hairs? That's a bad set of chest hairs. That's a very bad set of chest hairs.
Did anyone tell you what to do, what not to do, and did you just did what you wanted?
We've always just done what we wanted, and, you know, from the very beginning.
He's talking about auditioning for Annie, and this is what we got up. So, now wait a minute. Flea, you were the guy who mooned a crowd once.
But that's because I was auditioning for Annie's Fanny. We do what makes us happy. We do what makes us laugh.
Hi, Mom.
It's important for us to, you know, be ourselves.
Our climb was gradual.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, get up and jump.
The ascent was super gradual, thank goodness, because I don't think we could have handled it any other way. We probably would have imploded. Some bands, overnight success, and you know, it's a burnout.
To what do you attribute the longevity of the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
The friendship between Anthony and I, which is a really intense, loving, antagonistic thing that we don't really have any control over, and it creates an energy all its own, is really the thing that it really kind of revolves around.
Flea and Anthony met in high school. Guitarist Hillel Slovak was also a founding member. From day one, the Chili Peppers pushed their music and their bodies to the edge and beyond.
At a pretty young age, I started hanging out with my dad in an adult way. Like going to clubs and seeing music and getting high and just hanging out with other adults.
But your drug experiences extended from there. Tell me a little bit about that.
Heroin I stumbled into one time when I was 14. Interesting experience. I think my body was kind of built to tolerate that to a certain degree.
Under the bridge downtown.
You said there was no darker time for you than when you lost your school friend and bandmate, Hillel Slovak.
Certainly a dark time, for sure.
Hillel Slovak died of a heroin overdose in 1988.
You lost a member of the band at the darkest times. How worried were you that you might also lose Anthony?
Yeah, we lost Hillel, and that was unbelievably sad. And there were times when, you know, I was really worried about Anthony when he was really strung out and stuff, but, you know, he's a survivor, and, you know, we work through things.
My friends are so depressed. I feed a question of your loneliness. Come back, 'cause I'll be on your side. You know I will. You know I will.
Do you think Red Hot Chili Peppers would have reached so many people, would have had the success that the band has had without all the pain the band's been through?
I don't think that it's possible to make good art without profound pain. For me, I want to feel everything. I want to feel the joy, I want to feel the pain, I want to feel like the grueling elements of work, and I want to feel the fun and the joy and the, you know, the laughter. Playing for 100,000 people and people all going crazy and feeling like we're all throbbing is like this one incredible macroorganism, like we're all bees in a hive working for the same cause.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away.
That's amazing, but it's also amazing to play a little club and have the whole place jumping.
Oh yeah! Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
How much fun are we having?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's the greatest job in the world.
How much fun is it when you've got 10,000 people, 50,000 people, 100,000 people rocking out right in front of you?
I honestly don't look out very much. We had an unfortunate thing happen the other day where we had to cancel a show an hour before playing because there was an illness.
We're unable to play tonight.
And Chad, Flea, and I went out to sort of tell everyone that sadly we weren't going to be able to do the show. I saw not a single face because I was actually looking out for the first time, like sitting there looking, which I never do. And I thought it would be nerve-wracking to do that. And, you know, I just kept touching my heart and clapping, but I couldn't see a single face.
For the members of Red Hot Chili Peppers, the time on stage is the greatest part of the greatest job, which made this month's concert cancellation such a disappointment for all of them and a big deal to some in the media.
People get so carried away with all this stuff. After you cancelled the show, Loudwire.com basically had you dead.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It must have been a slow news day.
Does it make you kind of sad that people jump to conclusions that maybe you're using again? Or does it kind of make you happy that fans care for you that much, that they're concerned?
I felt more care than anything else. You know, I got a lot of messages in the mail, and it just seemed like people did care. My friends called, people I hadn't spoken to for years called. But what people assume or think about using, I could care less.
Yeah.
It didn't faze me at all. I happen to love being sober. I also loved being wasted at times. Being sober for me is a pleasure, and I get a lot of joy out of it. It works for me. I get to surf, I get to hang out with my son, I get to play music, I get to be okay.
For 2 years, Anthony was in a serious relationship with Australian model Helena Vestergaard. They lived together in Los Angeles. Just over a year ago, they broke up.
So you go through a relationship where you're madly in love with somebody and things don't work out, much to your surprise, because you want them to and you think they should because you're all in. And when they don't, you kind of look back and you're like, what did I just do with the last 2 years of my life? Maybe that was, you know, time lost. And then months pass and you start to heal a little bit and you go to write songs and you have all of this very imaginative poetry, you know, swimming around in your face that wants to come out in the form of songs. And that's kind of what I got out of the deal.
Before Helena, Anthony dated model Heather Christie. They have a son, Everly Bear.
Yep, okay, goodbye. That's my son hiding in the cubicle.
How has fatherhood changed you?
I get up a lot earlier, every day, 6 a.m. Well, that's pretty early to get up on a consistent basis. I'm way better at cooking breakfast than I ever used to be before. I get a best friend who's more entertaining than I am every day. I guess it's brought me back to a state of wonder and curiosity and contentment with the simple pleasures of life. Yeah.
Is that one of the nicest things you've done?
It's the nicest by a long shot. Nothing could compare to having a son.
How difficult is it to negotiate a friendship of 40 years?
With Anthony and I, we've been through so much together. Oftentimes been like, you know, furious with each other and let down and frustrated and felt betrayed by each other. It takes faith and it takes work and it takes sacrifice, and we have to make ourselves vulnerable and hurt each other's feelings and criticize each other in order for us to grow and to keep progressing as a band.
Where we are now, and I don't see us as one of the biggest bands in the world. I just see us as a band. We like what we do. My boys are good, and they're hardworking, and they never stop wanting to learn, evolve, learn something new. It's still fun. You know, I still get excited to go to work. Just keeps getting better.
Thanks for showing up to the show.
Chad Smith marches to the beat of a different drummer. A likeable rogue whose incredible likeness to movie star Will Ferrell also turns heads.
Flea's rolling! How dare you!
Time to find out once and for all who's the better drummer, Will Ferrell or the drummer from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chad Smith.
When did this whole Will Ferrell thing first start?
I don't know, probably 10 years ago or so, when he was becoming popular on Saturday Night Live.
This is Chad Smith, and I'm Will Ferrell, actually.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. So just so we know who's really doing the drumming.
And people would come up to me and, hey, you kind of look like that guy, Will Ferrell. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. I don't really see it, but yeah, whatever.
Ladies first. Take notes, Chadwick.
And finally, we decided to, you know, settle it. It's only made it worse.
And that's how it's done.
Now people come up to me all the time and say, hey, you're so funny. I saw you on The Tonight Show. And I'm like, oh, great.
Take that, funny man. Looks like baby learned how to play the drums.
Who's the better drummer, you or Will Ferrell?
Obviously he is, because he keeps winning these drum-offs we have, so I gotta keep practicing.
That was cute. Do you play for the lukewarm Chili Peppers?